Welcome back to another video of Lil Programmers. And this is part 2 of the HTML series. Welcome. So, before we move on, let me tell you what we did in the previous video. So in the previous part, we learned what is HTML. We learned the basics of HTML, what are tags, and what are the types of tags, and how do we add colors, fonts, and sizes to our text. Just to have a recap, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which is used for front-end developing of a website. And I also mentioned that these HTML tags are like little containers which has a lot of elements and things in it. For example, if we have the HTML tag right here, we have the opening tag and the closing tag. Now the opening tag is the main container and the closing tag is the lid to that container. We also learned about other tags such as the body, the head, and the title tag, and also one new tag which is the font tag, which helps us add creativity to our text and add sizes and colors and so many other things. Today we'll be learning more, and today we'll be specifically learning about hypertext and how to add videos or photos in our websites. So without further ado, let's get to the first part of this video, adding hyperlinks. So basically, what is a hyperlink? Well, hyperlink is just a text, and if you click on that text, it redirects you to another web page or any YouTube video or something like that. So creating a hyperlink, is pretty easy. You use something known as the A tag. So if I go ahead and I type A, VS Code actually gives me the A tag at the top. And if I click on tab, I get the A tag along with an attribute. So you know what is an attribute? Like, it is a new thing which is added to a tag. So in the font, we have the size attribute and the color attribute. So these are just elements which adds up to your tags. So here we have something called the Href tag. Now the Href tag is the targeted website or the video to which you want to be redirected to which the user needs to be directed to. So now if I type in here www.youtube.com, if I save it and I don't see anything here, guess why? Because we added in the link to which the user should be directed to, but we didn't add any text the user should click on to be directed to that web page or website. So that text is added in between these two A tags. So before we do that, let me add in a BR right here. After the font, after the line, we'll add in a BR. We'll add in 2 BRs or 3 BRs or how many ever BRs you want. What is a BR? Good question. BR actually stands for break line. So let's see what happens with the BR, and later on we'll see what happens without the BR. But before we do that, let's just add in the text between our A tags so that the user gets the word which he needs to click to get directed to the YouTube page. Let's just say YouTube. Save, and there we go. We got YouTube, and if we click on it, it says cannot get www.youtube.com. Well, that's reasonable. Guess why? I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got the answer? Well, if you didn't, it's okay, because when I was programming, I never knew what was the mistake. And that's when I realized we need to add in the HTTPS // bit. So we'll add in that pretty quick, HTTPS // So this is the complete address. So HTML actually asks for the complete address and not just the www one. So now, if we go ahead and click on this, I guess I didn't save this. Right. Let's see what went wrong. Yep, there we go. The page didn't reload properly, so I guess that was a mistake. So there we go. We did something we have never done before. So if you click on YouTube, it gets you directed to the YouTube page. Now there is something many people don't like. If you click on this, it gets you to the same page. But many people prefer doing it in another tab instead of doing it in the same tab, because otherwise you have to click the back arrow so many times and then you'd be like spamming the back arrow so many times. Well, HTML has a solution to that as well. Just like we have the default Href tag, Href attribute, we add in a new attribute known as the target attribute inside the A tag. And this target attribute can hold 2 values, only 2. That is _self and _blank. They are self-explanatory. _self means it opens in the same web page. _blank means, it opens in the same tab. _blank means it opens in a new tab. So if I put _self, nothing's gonna change, because HTML's default target to an href link is _self. So to change this, we'll do _blank. And now if you click on it, it gets opened up in a new tab. Well, that's pretty cool. We have not done that before, and we got it again. Now, time for the fun part. How do we add videos and images to our website? So adding videos and images are very easy. So let's go enter and put in a lot of BRs. 4 would be enough. And now let's go ahead and add in our first image. Now what is the short form of image? IMG. And that is the name of the tag, IMG. Here you get 2 default attributes, SRC and ALT. So SRC attribute stands for source attribute, and ALT attribute stands for alternative attribute. So you said the computer, I want to add in an image. The computer is like, great. And then you just don't specify the source, and the computer asks, hey, you said me to upload an image, but where is the image? I can't find it anywhere in my computer. Which image do you want me to add? And for that problem, SRC is the solution. So in SRC, you add in the part of the file or the image or any video you want to upload. So if you might have not realized, I have a folder right here known as the assets folder, And inside this, I have 3 items. I have a cute dog.gif file, I got a doggy.jfif file, and I got a video. So it's always a good practice to keep your index.html and your assets separated. That's a very good practice because if you do that, your items won't get cluttered and you won't just run around searching for, oh my god, where is my index.html? Oh my god, where is the YouTube file? The video file. It's just like when you're going to school and you just don't find your ID card or your uniform or your tie. So that's a bit of a problem, and so we keep everything organized. So in the src file, we add in the path to the file. I have the doggy.jfif file. So I'm going to go ahead and say assets, because that's the name of the folder, /cute doggy.jfif. We'll talk about the alternative part later. So if I go ahead and here, I get the doggy picture. Wonderful. Now there are so many other attributes to the image, of course. You have the width and the height attribute, and as the name suggests, the width helps in changing the width and the height changes the height. So let's add in them real quick. Width, let's say 50, and height, let's say 35. And as you can see, it's so small. So let's change that to 100 and 100. So that will look like a square. Wonderful. So, what is the alternative tab? What is the alternative attribute for? Well, sometimes if you use an unsupported web browser, sometimes the image don't show up. So, what would you do instead of showing the image? You show the alternative text which you put in. So if I put an alt and say cute dogs, and I press save and go in here, I can't see anything because my browser supports that image. But if your browser doesn't support the file or any image, it'll show up the alternative thing. So there we go. Now we add in our images. Is there any way we can add GIF files or GIF files, or what do you call it? GIF, whatever. I call it GIF. So GIF files, inserting GIF files is also easy. The same thing you do to a image file, you do the same to a GIF file. So you do cutedogs.gif, and there you go. You got the GIF file running on its own happily ever after, the end. So that is the end of images. Now let's get serious and add in videos. This is the fun part because there are 2 ways you can add in videos. One, you have the file locally, and the other one, I'll not tell that to you yet. Let's have the suspense a bit later. So we'll add in a few BRs again to make our website clean. There we go. Much better. So right now, to add in a video, pretty simple. Just like the image file, you add in the img tag. For video, you add in the video tag, so video. And as usual, it brings up the src or the source attribute. And the same thing, you go ahead to assets /HTML series part 1. By the way, this is the video that I recorded before. And that's it. If you go down, whoa, that's big. That's what she said. Okay, now that's big. So let's change the width to 100. I don't know. We'll keep it to 200 and the height to 200. Wonderful. Now it looks so small. You need to play around with these values because you never know when is the perfect size for you. So I'll keep it to 900, not 9,000. There we go, that's perfect for me. So right now, the video is not at all running. What is this? There's no controls. How do I go back? How do I go forward? There's so many questions in your brain. You can't control all of these. So what do? You add in the control attribute. So that's the name of the attribute. Controls. So controls with an S. So CONTROLS. And then there you go. You got all of the controls.
Hello guys, I am Hyperlinks here and welcome back to another video of Little Programmers.
So you can move around with this and have fun. You can zoom in, zoom out, and if you want, you could even download this. So if you're publishing this to the internet, if you're publishing the video to if you're publishing the whole website to the internet, they have the ability to download the file. So that's pretty cool. Well, that's one way of doing it. Let's get rid of that. And as I told you, there's another way you can do. You can upload videos. And that is uploading YouTube videos. But how? Well, good question. So let's head over to the new tab and type in www.youtube.com and search for Little Programmers, not Scratchers. Programmers. And there you go. My channel shows up right there. And if I go in here, pause the video, and if I right click on the video, I get something known as, these are so many things. Loop means it gets looped up over and over again. Copying the URL video, copying this thing. Copying the URL video URL at the current time. We don't need all of these. Copy debug information, stats for nerds. I'm not a nerd, so yeah. We need this. Copy embed code. And that animation shows up, which means you have copied the embedded code. So embed, well, I don't know what it is. So it just embedded the code for you. So now if you go ahead, you have the embed code with you in the clipboard, remember. If I go ahead and paste it, I get this. It has something known as the iframe. And the width and the height are given by YouTube. My source, which is also given by YouTube. The title, YouTube video player, and all these other things. Now, the fun bit. If you scroll down, you get the YouTube video inside the browser, which will be running through the YouTube thing.
Hello guys.
So as you can see, we have the pause button, the more videos thingy, and then this is a Mr. Beast video, by the way. So, and then you have the mute, all the options which are usually available in the main YouTube player. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So in this video, we learned how to add in video. We learned how to add YouTube videos. We learned how to add images and Gif files. And we also learned about the target attribute, the alternative attribute, and many other attributes. So that's it, guys. This is part 2. I'm gonna end this video here. If you like it, make sure you smash that like button and please subscribe to Little Scratchers as as well as little programmers. I'll see you guys next time.